Later, the smokestack still reached proudly toward the sky. Bitter reminders of what we used to be, a steelmaking town. One of the biggest, one of the best.
And many say we're still a steel valley. After all, steel made Youngstown into a boom town. These mills gave workers the American dream, a place to grow up, raise a family, make a good life. But if steel made Youngstown into what it was, then it also led us to what we've become.
It turned out to be a very, very, very difficult, depressing, psychologically depressing 2-year period.
Phil Richley walked right into the middle of the steel crisis. He was elected mayor of Youngstown in November 1977, 6 weeks after Black Monday.
For a long time, it was very difficult for people to understand and accept the fact that the mills were actually going to close. The shock and the despair that took place was very, very substantial, but yet most people felt that somehow someone was going to push some magic button and suddenly all of those mills were going to open again.
And that may have held us up. Instead of looking for a new way of life, we fought hard to win back the only one we wanted, the only one we knew.
We built this mill, we built this town, we won't let life push us down.
As part of that struggle, a plan for employees to buy the mills and get back in business.
The Campbell Works can be acquired, put back into operation, and we think ultimately turn a profit.
Well, that was a project that should have never taken place. It had zero chance of success, and obviously it did not succeed.
But the community, in all fairness to everybody, had to go through all of these things.
Don McGowan was president of Dollar Bank when the bad news hit. He says it was obvious an employee takeover would fail, but no one wanted to hear of that.
Someone from industry, or someone from labor, or someone from the financial community would have stood up at that particular time and said, you know, this is not going to work. They'd been rode out of town on a rail.
Gradually, we accepted the truth, that it was too late for modernization, that if the steel industry couldn't make a go of it in the valley, we probably couldn't do much better. Still, 10 years later, hope lingers on.
I'm sure there are people out there who think that tomorrow morning, yet after 10 years, that the sheet and tube suddenly is going to open up and that Bethlehem Steel may come into town or Kaiser Steel may come into town because this is a great valley for steel, but that's not going to happen.
Do you think that attitude holds us back maybe in diversifying?
Yes, I think that attitude does hold us back.
We've come a long way. We're nowhere near where we should be or where we would like to be, but we have come a long way.